Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, today we are going to solve this equation here, or rather an equation. So this equation is basically 2x raised to the exponent 3 equals to 16. So how do we find the value of x here? Okay, so how do we go about finding the value of x? So let's see how we can actually solve this kind of equation. So we have 2x raised to the index 3 equals to 16. Okay, so there are two ways on how you can actually go about solving this question. The first way, I'll try to solve all the two possibilities or two ways on how you can solve this question. So the first thing that you can do here, you need to divide by 2, and here divide by 2. So the 2 and the 2 cancel out. We have x to the power 3 equals to 8. Okay, because we're dealing with indices, basically those kind of like equation, they'll actually obey the laws of indices. So because we're dealing with indices here, to find the value of x, we can as well just try to make these two terms, this one, the x raised to the index 3 and the 8 have the same index. So how do we go about that? This one will maintain the way it is. So we have x raised to the index 3 will equal to, how can we change this to have the index 3 or the index 3 here? So what we can do is basically just write the 2 raised to the index 3. Okay, so we know that if you multiply 2 to itself 3 times, you're going to have the 8 there. So there's nothing that I have changed. It's the same thing. So I've just written this 8, I've just written this 8 in terms of the index, okay, or indices, which is just 2 to the power 3. Now that we have this, and then we can see that they have the same exponents or indices. These indices can just easily cancel out, and then x will equal to what? To 2. So you see, that is the first way on how you can actually find the value of x. The other way, though it is a bit not okay, I will not recommend it. What you can do if you reach at this stage, what you can say is, so you have x to the power 3 equals to 8. You can just introduce the cube root. Okay, you can introduce the cube root. So once you have the cube root, you know that this 3 and that 3 will actually cancel out. So we are going to have x equal to this here. What is the cube root of 8? It's just basically 2. But the problem here would be, because we are trying to find the value of x, so meaning we'll not just have x equal to 2, but we'll have x plus or minus 2. Okay, so you have the negative part coming in because we have used this kind of a setup. So you can choose between the two, but I would recommend this one unlike to this one, because here you need to find a negative and a positive. Now in this case, you might find that a negative will not satisfy that equation. Okay, you might find that a negative will not satisfy this equation here, because if we substitute where there is 3, we put negative 2, we'll have negative 16 this side. Okay, so instead of having positive 16 as we can here, if we use this one here, the story will be different because we'll have negative 16. So this one, even though it is okay, but this time around it will not suffice, because it will not satisfy this equation, because the positive part of it, the positive part of this will satisfy this equation, but the negative part of it will not satisfy this equation. And so, because one part fails to satisfy the condition of that equation, we cannot pick this part to be correct. Okay, I hope you got that one correct. So we cannot pick this one. But there are times when you can have the negative and the positive satisfying this equation, and that is in a case when probably the exponent is 2. Okay, so when the exponent is 2, this will satisfy, because the negative and the negative will cancel out, because you are multiplying negative times a negative number, so meaning you have a positive, and therefore it will satisfy. So for this case, because it is raised to the exponent 3, it will not satisfy. Thank you very much for watching, and follow for more.